this popular man, a Chinese fighter called Bruce Lee. I love watching him when I was growing up. He said something. He said, a goal is not something to be achieved. It is something to aim at. So right now, we want to look at setting goals, the real act of setting goals. I told you last week that you need to go for a retreat. So I believe that when you want to do this, you set yourself apart in a place, in a quiet place where there is no distraction and disruptions. Then you now sit down with your pen, with your diary, with your Bible, with your laptop, with your gadgets. You make sure that everything you need is there. Don't forget the whiteboard if it is needed. In case you cannot get a whiteboard, you can get your laptop is there, your tablet and other things can also help. But you are going to put a lot of things down. It might not be, you might not make it whole at the same time. I mean, right now you can build up on it, and then after the retreat, or you can come back again to now begin to form blocks out of what you have written. So in a few minutes after this short break, we are going to be looking at setting goals, the real act of setting goals. Join me in a few seconds. God bless you. Three things. Number one, think of yourself as a whole human being. Your connections, your relationships, bring everything together. What am I trying to say? If I'm to set my goals now, I don't just think of myself. There are 5 things I have to think about. Number one, I think about me as me, myself. Number 2, I think about Ebenezer as a parent. Because I'm a parent to children. I have children, so I have to think about myself as a parent so that I can set goals that will help my children. Number 3, I think about myself as a husband. As a husband, I have a wife. I'm also a son. I have to think about myself as a son. Then, most importantly, another branch is the ministry. I must think about myself as a pastor, as a mentor to some people. So, when I'm setting goals, you don't just pick your pen and set goals for yourself as if you are a lone ranger. No, you are a connection. You are like a tree with branches, and you have to think. You don't just think as the trunk of a tree. You think about the branches. You think about the fruit. You think about your root. So you think about everything. That's number 1. Number 2, when you are also setting goals, you don't just set the goal for the year, and you are looking at the year as a whole. As a whole, like I want to set a goal for 2022, and then I'm just thinking about 2022 in my head. No, don't do that. You will end up setting goals that will not carry you through the year. So you break. It's just like I was thinking about something before we went live. I was thinking about eating a loaf of bread. For example, if I bought, how much do they sell bread nowadays? Let me say a 300 or 350 naira worth of bread, or I don't know the conversion rate now, less than $1 bread. Now, I want to eat it. It's probably is this this size of bread, and I decide to put the whole thing in my mouth once. I'm going to choke. In fact, it's impossible. That's what happens when you think about the year 2022 and you set goals for 2022, thinking about 2022 as a whole. You break it into crunches. You break it bit by bit, pieces by pieces, slice by slice. That's how you eat a bread. In fact, a slice, sometimes even that slice in your hand, you still break it into smaller pieces. Into smaller pieces. So that's how you set your goals. You break it, you think about the seconds, the minutes, the hours, the days. What do you want to do in a day? What do you want to achieve in a day? For example, I want to achieve spiritual growth. My goal for 2022 is that I want to grow spiritually. That's a very big, ambiguous goal to set. Yes, I want to achieve how. That's the next thing I'm going to be talking about. But then, that's your goal. That's your destination. That's your destination. Many of us, that's what we write when we say we are setting goals. We only write our final destination. We don't think about the process. That you don't just arrive at your destination. There is a starting point. What do you do daily so that you can arrive at your final destination? So you think about the year per day, weeks, months, and your evaluation is done daily. Your evaluation is done weekly. Your evaluation is done monthly. You don't evaluate in December, or you can evaluate quarterly. Don't wait until 6 months. 6 months is too long to evaluate your goal for the year. I will have preferred if you have broken down your own goals into days, into weeks, evaluate it daily, evaluate it weekly. For example, let me talk to pastors. You want to grow your church in a year. You want to grow by 10%. You want to grow by 15%. You want to grow by 25%. I will recommend you don't set your goals more than 25% growth. Because your goals must be smart, must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be achievable. It must be achievable. Let me repeat, it must be achievable, because your goals must be achievable. If you set goals that are too, for example, you are writing a script in Nigeria, and the movie will be acted in Nigeria, and you now said, and the white man entered the hospital, and 5 white men were treating the man in the hospital. And then they took him, they used these cable vehicles and all this stuff that you only get in America. This fast train and all these things, you are writing them, they hear, they playing everything. You are writing names that is only in Texas. And the man, they took him to Texas hospital, this California, and those things are not in Nigeria. So you are setting, you are writing, you are doing a lot of things, but they won't be achievable. Why? Because you do not have a clear understanding of what you are writing. So your goals must be achievable. Then it must be reachable, realistic, it must be reliable, and then it must be time-bound. You have to put a time to it. So that's about SMART goals. But then because that's what most of us, that's where we know it, that's where it stops for us. But there are much more to it, which is what brings me to number 3. Number 3 are the ingredients of setting goals. You sit down, believing God that you're already in a retreat, You ask 5 questions. Number 1 is how. Those things, those big language, those big statements you have written. I want to pray for 2 hours in a day throughout this year. I want to read my Bible for 1 hour. I want to speak in tongues for 1 hour every day. I want to do this. I want to invest 20,000 naira every month, or 50,000 naira every month, or I want to increase my salary to $10,000 in a year, or in a month, or in weeks, depending on the kind of job you are doing. I want to increase my salary to 50,000 naira, $50,000, or yours can be in naira. Probably your salary now is 20,000. You want to increase it to, you want to increase your income per month to 50,000. You want to increase your income to 100,000. You have written them down. Now you begin to break it into pieces. The first question you ask yourself is, how do I do this? It cannot be one. It has to be about 3 or 4 ways to achieve that. How? Number 2 is who. Who do you need? Who do you need to achieve what you want to achieve? Probably you're speaking in tongues for 1 hour in a day. You know that personally, the best you can go is 15 minutes. Fine. Probably you can now say, okay, I will, for the first 1 month or for the first 2 months, I will get a prayer partner. And this prayer partner, we are going to be praying 1 hour every day in tongues. You know that after 3 months, now, let me quickly chip this in. If you believe that if you do something consistently for 21 days, it becomes an habit, it's a lie. I say it's a lie. It's not 100% lie, and it's not 100% true. It depends on your level of addiction to what you are doing before. For example, somebody who has not been praying in tongues for more than 5 minutes now want to say that if I can speak in tongues consistently for 21 days for 1 hour, then it becomes my habit. I will begin to, no. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to build up yourself every day. Even when you have achieved 1 hour and you have been doing it for 2 months regularly, you don't just say, and now I'm used to it, it's now become part of me. Or you decide that you want to be waking up 5 a.m. every day, and you have woken up consistently for 5 a.m. For 21 days, and you believe that it's now your habit. No, you can go far, maybe another 21 days, 30 days, but if you allow distractions and you begin to get lazy, you discover that you end where you started, and you have to build again. So you have to think about who you are going to involve in your goal setting, in your planning. For example, you want to do a business. Who do you contact? Who are the people who, and I've told you about how. The next is who. Then now number 3 is what. What do I need? What do I need? You have to ask yourself what you need to get to where you are going. You don't just arrive at your destination without putting things in place. And then the next one is when. You ask yourself when. You put a time-bound time to whatever you are trying to achieve. It must be time-bound. You don't just arrive there. When do I want to arrive there? That calls for frequent evaluation. Now, there are 7 goals you must set for yourself this year. I will just brush through it. This is a teaching that can take us 2 hours, 3 hours, and we are trying to shrink it into a few minutes. So, the first one is your spiritual goals. Set your spiritual goals, and don't forget, you don't just write it as a statement. Break it down, the process. Break it down. Spiritual goals. Number 2, your physical goals. Your physical goals talks about your something that benefits your body, like exercise. For example, I want to run 5 meters, 1 kilometer, 3 kilometers every day. Those are physical goals. I want to wake up 5 a.m. every day. Physical goals. Your diet, you can put it in your nutrition. You can put it, I want to eat more fruits. I want to eat more edibles. I want to eat fish this year. I don't want to eat meat. Those kind of goals, you can put it under physical goals. Now, then you talk about your financial goals. You can set goals, your investment, your income, your expenses. I want to reduce my expenses by 10% this year. I want to increase my income by 25% this year so that I can have more to save. You know, many of us, when we make more money, we increase our expenses. Don't do that. If your income increases, find a way to normalize or stay on the same level. For example, you were earning 100,000 before. Now God favors you, you are earning 250,000. If you have been buying a shoe that worth a pair of shoe of 5,000, of 10,000, don't say now that you have more money, you want to buy a pair of shoe of 30,000, 40,000. Yes, I know you can afford it, but do you really need it? So you've set financial goals. Then also you set your family goals. Goals for your family. You set goals for your wife, for your children. But when you are setting those kind of goals, it is very advisable that you bring your family together. Set the goals together. Let your children speak during your goal setting sessions. Let your wife have a say. Don't just set a goal on behalf of the whole family. Let there be an input from the members of the family. Set your ministerial goal or your career goals also. What kind of impact do you want to have at work? Do you want to change jobs? Do you want to change where you are working? All those goals, set it now. Let everything be set. Set your environmental goals, your traveling. Travel. Let me encourage somebody to travel. Travel out of Nigeria this year. Yes. You can, if you are living around Lagos, Abuja, and some other places, in Lagos, anywhere in Nigeria, you can come to Badagry. There is a way you can move from Badagry to Cotonou. Try Cotonou this year. Go to Cotonou. Cotonou, Republic of Benin, is not Nigeria. Go there. That may be your starting point. And before you know what is happening from Cotonou, you can link Togo, Ghana. I'm not asking you to abscond from Nigeria. I'm just saying try somewhere other than where you are presently. Travel. A lot of other goals you set, but don't forget that God is the one that makes your plan work. Without God, whatever goals you have set, it's not going to work. That's why last week I told you to ask God, what do you want me to do for you this year? Let God speak to you. Let God tell you. For example, when I went for my own retreat last year, December, I did my own 4 days retreat. I went somewhere along the Ibadan Express Road, Lagos-Ibadan Express Road, my headquarters, my church there, our campground. I went there alone. I was there just in a place praying for 4 days. I got some ideas about what God is saying about this year. I got an idea of what might happen to me ministerially this year. That's why so many times I have this confidence. I'm not agitated because I've received from the Lord before the beginning of the year. So you too, it's not too late. You can go for your own retreat. Let God speak to you. Let God tell you what you will do this year or what he wants you to do for him this year. God bless you. Now you can use the link displayed on the screen to reach out to us. The email address remains the same, youth and spirit life gmail.com. You can use it to email us. The WhatsApp address, the WhatsApp number is 07040280893. You can also always, somebody will be there to respond to you almost immediately that you drop a message. Follow us on Facebook on official GOFtv. You know, there are so many messages and things that will bless you. On Twitter, official GOFtv. Thank God for the federal government lifting of the ban. Please, let's engage our Twitter more. And then on Instagram, official GOFtv remains our official handle. Any other ones that you see online or anywhere, it's not us. Always subscribe, comment, and switch on the notification button on your YouTube channel, GOFAMINT Television. We love you. We appreciate God in your life. And we pray that this year will be a fruitful year for you. It will be a good year for you. It will be a year of impact, a year of grace, a year of power, a year that you are going to enjoy God, a year that great things are going to happen in your life. We love you. We appreciate you. Till we come again next week, Monday, where we are going to be looking at some major advice for the youth this year, 2022, that will cap up this series of goal settings, ideas, and advice for the youth in this year, so that after this we now go into another series in the month of February. We love you. God bless you in Jesus' name. I want to appreciate the crew members of GOFtv. No, I need to appreciate you guys. You have been wonderful. I love you. God bless you. See you next week, Monday. Bye.